Okay, in this part I want to teach you how to work with Figma. We are on the Figma website and we have this design. As you already know, designers and UI designers that are there, UI and UX designers, for creating designs and creating websites, use different tools. Different software such as Photoshop, Adobe XD, and Figma. Now, here we are talking about Figma. However, the nature of all of them is almost the same. What I mean is they do the same thing. So for our course, we use Figma. Our design has been implemented on Figma. Our designer implemented this on Figma for me before to use here. All right, let's see how we can use this. Although I must mention that this course is not about teaching Figma. Figma is for the designers and they should be trained in this course. We only need to learn how to use it so that we can learn how we can extract its different elements, how to extract the colors, and how to understand the distances, the margins, and the paddings, and the hovers and whatever there is. We must learn how to export this picture here. We will go through them one by one and you will see how they will work. All right, for the first thing here in this part, as you can see, there are different sections. It says here that our text styles are the ones here. That is our p tags. See, for our p tags, the font size is 16 and the font weight is 400, font style is normal, and the font family is Ubuntu. And you can see there are lines and various information which has been given as CSS. What this means is that you can copy and use them. And also for H1 is the same. It says, for example, its font family is Playfair Display, its font weight is 700, and its font size is 48. In this way, it explains everything. It has also done this for the headings. It says there are several headings in this design, H1, H2, H3, and H4. Each one has its own style, and its own font size, its own font family, and its own font weight. It explains all of these here. We can enter these in typography and define them as public and use them everywhere. Similarly, our colors are all here. We can define them as public and use them everywhere. We will create a file for colors and use them in SCSS. Please note that it says we have a color called dark background and its value is given here. Another color which is used in this design is secondary, that it has this color here. Another one of them is the primary, which is this color. We have all of these colors here and the ones that are for the light mode, which are these colors. Later, we will talk about what the dark mode and the light mode are. Okay, after that, we want to know, for example, what the background of this page is, what color it is. I will use the left click on the mouse to see the information. As you can see, it says here that it is dark background and its value is equal to what? It is equal to the dark background that we had here. So now we know these colors have been used in the design. As a result, we can extract these colors and define the background color to be equal to this. Furthermore, we have more useful information here, such as the width of the page. See, the width of the page is equal to 1440 pixels. This means that this design of the website, the intended width is 1440 and its height is 971. We have this information here and this information is important. For example, this element here, if we want to extract its color, see it says its color is this and shows its background to us in this way. This is what it gives us for the background color. Now it gives us more information. It gives us border radius of 8 pixels. You see it's CSS written here. It has an 8 pixel border radius. We have the values for its height and width. This is useful to us to get these values for the distances for the text to the sides. We click on it. See, we click on it and we move the mouse. After we click on it, we just need to move the mouse and move it away from it. See, it says the distance to the right is 52.5 pixels, to the top 10 pixels, to the left 52.5 pixels, and to the bottom is 10 pixels. You only need to click on it. See, I'll click on this and we want to extract the distance between these two. I'll click on this button. Then I'll hover over this text here. I'll just move the mouse up. It says the distance is 64 pixels between them. We have extracted the distance between these two elements. If I click on this, then it displays its distance to this as 16 pixels. That is, the distance between these two is 16 pixels, so we can easily get the distance between them. In order to move, see, well, first I'll zoom out. To move, if you want to move vertically, use the middle button on your mouse and scroll up and down. You will see that when I scroll up and down, it moves vertically on the page. If you want to move horizontally, hold down the shift button and again scroll the middle button on your mouse up and down. If you scroll down, it moves to the right, and if you scroll up, it moves to the left. So I am now holding the shift button down, and while doing that, I scroll the mouse button toward myself or away from myself. And like that, we can move horizontally. So if you want to move vertically, let go of the shift button and scroll the middle button up and down. And if you want to move horizontally, hold down the shift button and again scroll the middle button up and down and move in this way. Now, how do I zoom? I'll hold the control button down and zoom in. If you scroll the middle button up or away from yourself, it will zoom in like this. And if you scroll it down or towards yourself, it will zoom out. To zoom in and out, I'm holding the control button down on the keyboard while doing this. And this is how we use the two keys of shift and control, which are very important for moving. The next thing is when we hover over this element, this is something the designer has created. We will want to see how it looks when it is hovered over. That is, when we hover over it, it looks like this and its background is different. For example, it says here that each element is hovered over, the name should appear. Before that, it wouldn't be displayed, and it also displays different parts. Or for example, here the active mode is now on all. In my work, all is active and is displayed. Its style is different. Its color is white and has a different background color. It also displays the color of these texts here. For example, it says this one is secondary gray. This shows the color of the texts. If I click here, it will give us the background, and when I click itself, it will give us the color of the element, which it says is white. That is it for this part. Now, how to export. See, for example, we want to export this picture, which is here. We want to export and use it. First, we'll click on it, we'll click on this here, or we can click on this one here. It depends on what you need. This is the entire picture and only this part of it is used. I'll click on this and then I'll go here and click on export. Here, I'll click on this button. You can select the format you like from PNG, JPG, SVG, and PDF, and it will also give you a preview to show what picture you are exporting. If you click on export, it will download it and you can view it in your download section. Now, if I open it, as you can see, we have exported the picture, and like so, you export other elements or even export a number of elements together. Finally, for the light mode, if you will. There are two modes, the light mode and the dark mode. This is the default mode for the website. I'll click on the light mode, and this is the light mode for our website. See, it is totally white. When this button is clicked on, we change to light mode and it will look like this, and the page turns white. The texts turn black. However, in dark mode, see, this is clicked on and the page turns black and everything turns black except for the texts, which are white like this. And this is it for our lesson on Figma, which might prove useful knowing these tricks and how they work so that you can work with Figma.